Good afternoon. Hello, hello. Hopefully everyone is doing well. It's Wednesday at 3 p.m. Linda Jordan with LRJ Coaching and Business Solutions. Hopefully everyone's having a great day today. So yes, this is my new time, 3 p.m. on Wednesdays, 3 p.m. Eastern time. So if you are just joining, I'd love to know who you are, or just put in the chat where you're listening from. I'd love to know that as well. Or if you're watching this on replay, do hashtag replay. So today I want to talk to you about ways to build trust in the organization, or ways to build trust in your business, whatever that may be. So that's what we're going to talk about. We'll give it a few minutes for people to join as we get started. And I'm just going to put a few things in the chat. So we're talking today about, there are 6 ways that you can build trust in the workplace, in your work organization, in your business, more importantly, in your life. So I want to share that with you today. So again, this is Linda Jordan with LRJ Coaching and Business Solutions, and I help organizations and corporate professionals with their leadership skills, team development, employee engagement, and I also facilitate diversity and inclusion. So today, again, we're going to talk about 6 ways to build trust in your organization or workplace. And thanks for joining, who's ever on. Love to know where you're listening from. You just put in the comments, just say hello. So the first way to the first way to build trust in the workplace is to always be honest. You know, people don't want to work with individuals who basically tell lies. They want people that are always willing to be honest with them. And that's how you build great relationships, is being honest with people, sharing with them, letting them know who you are, being your true self. So don't be deceptive or anything of that nature. Just always tell the truth and be honest. The second one is using good judgment when making decisions. Using good judgment when making decisions. Now, I know when I was in the corporate workplace as a leader, I always had to use my good judgment when making decisions. But there could be times when you're challenged or tasked with, making a decision about certain things. And one of the weird things was, back then when I was in corporate, I had to make a decision around working from home. Now, today with COVID, everybody's working from home. But several years back, remote working was not a common thing. And we started with, having different teams work different days remotely. And there would be situations where some people had, family situations and they needed to work from home. So I had to use my judgment in determining how to schedule individuals to make sure that, it was a great work-family balance for them. So, you have to, as a leader, oftentimes you do have to use your judgment when making decisions. And it may not always be, comfortable decisions that you have to make. So that's your number 2, is using good judgment when making decisions. The third one is be consistent in what you do. My favorite line is actions speak louder than words. If you have a large staff, or even if it's a small staff, whatever you do for one, you need to be consistent and do for the other. Don't show favoritism in the workplace. That is one of the least things that you should be doing, because if you do that, you automatically lose trust. You also lose trust in your workplace if you don't listen to your staff's opinions. If you ask individuals in a meeting about, yes, provide your ideas, I really want to know. If they provide their ideas and share with you, and then you don't listen, or you don't implement, or you don't even go back to say, thank you for sharing, however, we're going to use this instead, then you lose trust in doing that. So don't tell someone that you're going to do something and then you change your mind. So if someone provides you with, an idea that they have on this new project, and you said, great idea, I'll probably use that. And then when the process is implemented and the employee sees nothing of their contribution, and they go and ask you, what happened? And you say, well, they just decided not to. So always be honest and upfront. Your actions need to dictate, or I wouldn't say maybe dictate, but your actions need to prove or validate that you are a trustworthy person. So again, don't tell someone you're going to do something and then you do something else, because you're going to lose trust in your employees. So as a leader, we always need to be honest with ourselves, with our staff, because eyes are always watching you as a leader. The third one is my favorite. There is no I in team. Team is TEAM, no I in there. So you need to foster the we approach on everything that you do when you have a team. Even if you're working solo and you have an administrative assistant or you have one more person, it's all about the team environment, and that's how you start to foster employee engagement by always focusing on a team. You can't go around saying, I need to do this, or I did this, or I did that. No one does anything in isolation. There is always a team, or there's always a staff member, or there's always a person behind the scenes that are helping you look good at what you do. So there's no I in team, and always foster that we approach. The next one is be responsible for your actions. As leaders, oftentimes, there could be situations where you may not take responsibility for your actions, or you may say, well, something didn't get done because so and so didn't do it. You can't do that as a leader. Even though you may have a staff who is doing a portion of the project or doing an assignment, they miss the deadline, or they miss the deadline because of technical issues. In the corporate world, there's always technical issues going on. So you can't say that, well, John over there, it's his fault because, he didn't get it to me. We need to be responsible as leaders that it's not John's fault that, we had technical issues in the office, and so the report is not ready when it needs to be. As a leader, I would take the responsibility, and you as a leader should take the responsibility to say, we don't have it at this moment. We had some technical issues, but it will be done or completed, within a certain period of time. So be responsible for the actions that you take. Be responsible for the actions that your team takes, because again, it's a we approach. It's not an I approach in leadership. Finally, hold yourself and others accountable. Hold yourself and others accountable. If someone gives you a deadline and they miss it and they don't share why they didn't reach that deadline, you have to hold them accountable. Or if the same thing happens to you. So I remember when I was in leadership, working, I had lots of deadlines. I'm sure everyone else did, but I had lots of deadlines, and some of the deadlines were mine, but some of the deadlines were mine combined with the team. And so when I had to go do my monthly reporting, if I missed some of those deadlines, I had to hold myself accountable and share with, my direct report, my boss, that yes, I missed the deadline. And it was because I didn't have what I needed to get done, or I didn't have the time because I was focused on another emergency project. Maybe something came about. But if I missed that deadline, I always came back with or shared with them how I was going to revise the deadline so that I could be, able to reach my goal by the next week or within the next 2 weeks. Anything can happen, in the workplace, particularly now, when people are working remotely. If hopefully there are no IT issues, but if something does come about that causes you to miss your deadline, then, just take responsibility and say, hey, this is what's going on. It's not going to happen this week, unfortunately, but we are on task to have it done with whatever that time frame is. Oftentimes we, don't want to say that we didn't do something or we can't do something. But if we're just honest to say what really happened in the situation, I think we'll be much better off. You'll gain more respect from your teams. You'll feel better about yourselves, and your boss or whoever you report to will also feel better that you're coming clean. You're just being honest about what's actually going on. So don't hide behind the curtain that, something didn't get done. Don't blame others for things that don't get done. Building trust in the workplace takes a lot of time. It takes a team, and it takes constant and consistent statements, actions to build trust. Because building trust takes, it doesn't happen overnight. And so, we as leaders in the workplace need to understand that, and we need to foster engagement so that builds trust. There's so much going on right now, with the world today, and diversity and inclusion has come about through a vast many of changes that happened in 2020. We're now in 2021. So we're still trying to build trust in organizations. We're still trying to build trust among teams and in our spaces, because a lot of people are working, remotely. We don't see each other. And, when you see the person, you still see their faces, but you don't get to, have those coffee chats as much as you did before. So today I just wanted to take some time to share with you those 6 ways to build trust in the workplace, to let you know that, number one, always be honest in everything that you do. Use good judgment when you're making those critical business decisions. Be consistent in whatever you do. Again, actions speak louder than words. There is no I in team. Again, there is no I in team. Be responsible for the actions that you take. And most importantly, hold yourself and others accountable for the actions they do or that they don't do. But most importantly, you want to make sure that you help them and help yourself complete those tasks or actions that you have in front of you, because you don't want to leave anyone back. You leave no one behind. You bring everyone along with you. Just as leaders, we need to bring our staff along with us. Don't leave them behind. So hopefully that was helpful for you today. Just a few tips on building trust in the workplace. Coming up soon in March, I believe it's actually March 1st, starting on a Monday, I am having a 6-week coaching for leaders skills transformation training session. It is 6 weeks. I will post the link. You can find it on Eventbrite, and it's going to be a really exciting and energizing 6-week session. So if you're interested in learning more about that, go to the link that I will be posting in the chat, but it's on Eventbrite. So it's called Coaching for Leaders. I look forward to having all of you that are listening participate. There is a discount if you are listening today or you're watching this on replay. And I think it's a 20% off discount. So that you'll see that also in Eventbrite. So put in the code early bird so you can get a discount on the training coming up. So again, it's Coaching for Leaders starting March 1st. It's a 6-week program. It'll be on Monday nights from 7 a.m. And then if you miss the March session, then there will be another session that comes up. I believe it's going to be in August, because summertime could be busy for others. So for those that are listening, if you have any questions, please put it in the chat. If you have any questions when you watch this on replay, also put it in the chat, and I can definitely respond to you afterwards. So hopefully you've enjoyed my session today on 6 ways to build trust in the workplace. Again, so let's all be good leaders. Let's all build our teams. Let's all carry our teams with us. Don't leave anyone behind. Build trust, be consistent, and have a fantastic day. Until next Wednesday. Linda with LRJ Coaching and Business Solutions. Take care. Bye-bye.